It's a real job. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of exciting work. And so with that, I want to invite Patty to introduce our next award winner, and she's our current president. So.
Thank you, Loretta. I have the honor of introducing to you our Counselor Advocate of the Year, Dr. Janae Both-Gragg. Dr. Gragg is the chair of the Clinical Mental Health Counseling Department of the University of Redlands, which just happens to be my very own undergrad alma mater, so I'm very proud to be able to do this. Dr. Gragg is charged with teaching her students to be good counselors, but she doesn't settle for good. It's her goal for them to be great. She creates and inspires true leaders, empowering them to make change and provide a voice for school counseling. She works tirelessly on committees and is published in several counseling journals. Janae is never one to just talk the talk. She is a true leader who fearlessly speaks out against the injustices in education, and she imparts this on every single student she teaches. For these reasons and many others, we honor this courageous counselor advocate and inspiration for all. Please help me welcome Dr. Janae Both-Gragg.
And I was told at my table that if I shared with you that I wrote this morning, surrounded by a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old in full-blown weekend behavior mode, that you would understand. Thank you. It is an honor and a privilege to be here with you today accepting this award. I would have liked to have joined you earlier in the week, but I just flew in last night from Utah, where I spoke at a conference on school mental health. There's no greater compliment. All right, I'm a teacher, I speak loud. There's no greater compliment than to be acknowledged by your peers. I'm humbled by each of you and the work that you do every day on the front lines. The passion and commitment that you show every day clearly makes a difference in the lives of your students. The ideas and concepts embedded in social justice and advocacy counseling themselves are not new. Still, there's a growing movement in the field toward this trend. Counselors working from this perspective look beyond the unique individual needs of their students to consider the larger social, political, and cultural context within which the student is situated. Counselors move beyond their work with the individual to consider their role in creating larger social change. Advocacy will look different for everyone. I'm comfortable attending rallies, holding signs, chanting, screaming really loudly, good stress release, but not everyone will be. It may be a private conversation where you're willing to be vulnerable by sharing your ideas and respectfully disagreeing. I regularly teach social justice and advocacy concepts to my counseling students. Just a couple weeks ago, I had a student contact me and state that she was excited about advocacy, but wanted to know how to do it. Where do I start? Advocacy, to me, is about 3 critical steps. First, find your passion. Use this passion to motivate yourself, and inevitably, it will become contagious, creating energy and movement in those around you. What issues inspire you, discourage you, enrage you? That's a good place to start. I believe that much of my success, if we would call it that to this point, is directly related to my passion for training and educating counselors. My students and I talk about goosebump moments. Those moments in the classroom where we are inspired by one another to be bigger, to do more, resulting literally in goosebump moments. This passion has seen me through both challenging as well as rewarding times. Don't lose sight of what gives you goosebumps. Second, be willing to lead. Just like advocacy itself, this will look different for everyone. Find areas and ways to actualize your passion and get involved. Being a leader requires being willing to go against the grain. There's no doubt there is no doubt that there's value to effectively joining the systems in which we work and live. But change often comes from outside, and understandably then, with great resistance. Are you willing to disagree? Have a difficult conversation? Embrace conflict? Be the lone person standing up for what you're passionate about? And finally, be part of the solution. I know from experience it is easy to get bogged down by everything that is wrong. But you must ask yourselves what you can do, no matter how seemingly small the contribution, to making things right. For your students, their families, our schools, and the community. Trust that these efforts, no matter their size, will make a difference. Together, in our own ways, we will continue to do what we do best. Working together, counselor educators and counselors, to develop evidence-based programs to improve the lives of our students. And don't forget there's an election coming up.